Hi guys, this is Tracy with Mulaney Creek Farm, and today it's a cold December afternoon and I'm out here getting ready to inoculate some logs with Shiitake mushroom spores. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and right behind me, take a look, I've got some hardwood logs stacked up. These are probably about 4 or 5 weeks old. We had a tree fall down in the windstorm, and so it made a perfect opportunity for us to harvest, cut them up, and get them ready for inoculation with some spore. So I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so what I've done here, what I've started to do is drill out holes in the logs. My glove. And what these are 5/16 inch holes, and they're about 1.25 inches deep. And you can see I've got one there, I've got one there, I've got one there, and then there's one up here. And notice how they're in like a diamond shaped pattern. It's basically giving spacing for each one of these dowels that we're going to put in here. So they're about a fist width apart, so anywhere from 4 to 6 inches apart. And you want the same distance between your rows, like that. And just keep doing that pattern back and forth. There's another hole right here, got a hole up here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take, I've got what's called spawn, and this one, I use these because they're way easier to deal with. I'd actually like to start going to the sawdust type inoculation, but for getting started, these are just like little wood dowels, and they've been sitting in spawn, so these are inoculated themselves. And what we do is we put them into each one of these holes. We're going to hammer that guy in there until he's flush, and that's ready to go. The next step after that, after you get all of your holes filled with these plugs, we're going to come back through and cover them with wax. And what that does is just seals them off and keeps any bugs and other things from getting in there. And really that's it. I mean, you just need to make sure that your logs are wet, especially when you do your first run of inoculation. These logs have been sitting out for, I think I said it was like 4 or 5 weeks, but it's been raining the whole time, so they're really drenched with water, which is perfect. If your logs are dry, you're going to want to like soak them for 24 hours, put them in a big tub or whatever you got so you can soak them, or just hose them down really good and make sure they're wet. But really that's it. It's pretty basic. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, and I'll show you what I've got for a finished product. Okay, here we are. I'm ready to start putting the wax on top of each of the dowels. So I've gone inside and I've just taken paraffin wax. You can use any kind of food grade wax, beeswax, soy wax, whatever, and just melted it down in a double boiler in the house. And I've run out here, I've got my chip brush and melted wax, and now I'm gonna go seal all the holes up. Here we go. Okay, now I'm all done. What I've done is just put paraffin wax over each dowel, and what that does is just seals it off from any other bugs or anything getting in there, and it also helps keep it from drying out, keeping all the moisture in there so that mycelium in there can do its work and make some mushrooms. So you see I've got the rest of my logs all done there. You can see all the white splotches from the wax. So now all we do is sit here and wait. It's probably going to be another 6+ months before we see anything on this. And what's going to happen is you're going to see on the ends going to be a white chalky substance. That'll just be an indicator that the mycelium's doing its job, and shortly after you're going to have your first flush of mushrooms. So keep your eyes peeled, and then this should last me, I don't know, what's this, 10 inches across. They say that every inch of log, every inch of diameter, leaves you a year's worth of production. So we should probably have 10 years worth of mushrooms on here. All right, see you on the flip side.